Hey everybody, it is day 16 of the journal challenge, and today we are talking about awareness. So give me a second, let me get it on the screen. And in the background you hear Rihanna, work, 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 work. I don't own the rights to the music. Y'all know I've been on this Smooth Jazz All Stars. They got all the songs, all the jazz to everything. I can think when I have that on without the words. You know what I mean? So that's what you hear in the background that I don't own the rights to. Okay. So we are talking again today. We are on day 16. We are in the third week of our journal challenge. And again, I've told you I've been enjoying my time with you all. Turn this down some. So just give me a second here. I hope you all have been following along and writing in your journal. And not only that, just take this seriously. I know it's called a challenge, and I hope it is that you're taking it seriously as you walk through, and really maybe you've discovered something about yourself that you were not aware of before, and maybe just kind of uncovered some truths, or peel back some layers. That is my goal, is that we walk through this journey together in a way that is helpful in just cultivating some self-love. So take it seriously. So when we think about awareness, what we're talking about is having our full attention to the way we are processing our emotions and the way we are processing things that trigger certain emotions, that come up for us. And also just having awareness about not only what the emotions are, but what they are attached to, whether it is a situation, whether it's a person, a thought, a circumstance, whatever it is. Having awareness is being present, and it's not ignoring what you feel and what comes up for you. A lot of times we can suppress what we feel, and that is the opposite of awareness, because we are pushing down and we are ignoring things that we need to accept. And when we do that, we are not able to process the feeling. We are not able to communicate it, and we are not able to set those boundaries up, as we've been talking about, for 2.5 weeks now. So think about that. So again, I told you on yesterday, I've been trying to upload I have been uploading the videos to my YouTube channel, so they will be easily accessible to you. However, what I do need you to do, so you can get access to the questions and access to the previous videos, is to text journal 30 to 39492. Journal 30 to 39492. So again, we are on day 16. We have went over so many different concepts and so many different ideas this past 2 or 3 weeks, and I think it is just very important that we kind of sit with those things and just be able to look back in our journal to see what came up for us in that moment, which is why I'm asking you to dedicate a special notebook to what we are talking about. Okay, so let's move right along. Let's look at, like I said, awareness. We're talking about being in touch with our feelings, being in touch with why we feel certain things, the way we process them, and also what situations they are connected to, what person or people these things are connected to. And I was looking into some of my books and materials that I have, and I also found some different online resources, and I want to kind of go over something that I have found as it relates to helping to process our emotions. Okay. And so this is again about how we can develop a more keen understanding of what we feel and the steps that we're going to take to do that. And I found a really good article from an Athena Stayek, and it's really, really good. And so I'm just going to walk through the steps. And so again, we're talking about looking at triggers. Okay. We have to understand that certain people, even places, certain times of the year, certain situations can trigger us to feel a certain way. And so we need to have awareness around these things so that when they come up for us, we know what to do. There's no need of being surprised by something that we know is going to happen. So the first thing we're going to do is to look at what we're feeling and figure out what's triggering that feeling. If you've been listening over the past couple weeks, you know I like to call it checking in. Okay, so when you check in with yourself, that is what you're doing. You're bringing awareness to the way you feel and the way you are processing. And so that's the first thing we're going to do is realize, okay, something is triggering me and I feel this way. Okay, think about that. We also want to look at really identifying exactly what it is that we are feeling and naming it. I said earlier that we need to stop saying I feel some kind of way. Not that I'm guilty of that I'm not guilty of doing that, but what I have learned, hey Lori, what I have learned is that when we say I feel some kind of way, what we're doing is we are not allowing ourselves to really have awareness. Oh, you made me feel some kind of way. Okay. First, the error in that is a person cannot make you feel anything. What can happen is you might be triggered to feel something because you already have a wound that's there. So what we need to stop saying is you made me feel some type of way or I feel some type of way. The second part of that is feel some type of way. How do you feel? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you hurt? Are you frustrated? Are you annoyed? What is it? What do you feel? Because usually when someone says, I feel some type of way, or you made me feel some type of way, it's usually a negative connotation to it. You rarely, well, I've never heard anyone say, I feel some kind of way, and it meant that they felt good, that it was a positive experience. Okay. And so what that is avoiding checking in with yourself to say, what do I feel? And so that's the first thing. What's triggering that emotion? Okay. And what exactly is that emotion? You have to put a name to it. You have to be able to communicate. We talked about communication, so we have to be able to communicate exactly what it is that we're feeling. And sometimes you can notice the article that I referenced earlier. It talks about noticing the location in your body. I always feel things right here in my gut. If I'm nervous or even if I'm excited in a positive way, I feel it right here. Sometimes you just feel like, oh, it's just like your stomach is hurting. If you're in pain, because we have so many neurons and nerve endings right here, right in here. So we feel things here. But notice, is your heart racing? Are you cold, or did you get warm? Like, notice all of those things. We're talking about experiencing life with all of our senses, okay? We're talking about really bringing a deep and full awareness of the experiences that we are having in life and what is triggering those experiences. Now, I've kind of been talking more about things that don't make us feel so good necessarily, but we're talking about positive experiences too. You need to be aware of people who trigger positive emotions in you. Be aware of situations and spaces that you're in that trigger positive emotions as well, because as we grow into our best selves, we want to be in spaces and around people who trigger positive and good feelings. And we want to start to eliminate, separate, and make adjustments if it's not a clean cut, but an adjustment to spaces, people, and circumstances that have that trigger a negative emotion, or a circumstance that triggers a negative emotion. So we're talking about bringing full awareness to, which, before I move on to the article that I'm referencing, let's talk about our first journal question, which is, are you ignoring crucial areas of concern so you don't have to address them? Think about when you have felt and have been triggered and it doesn't feel good, and you're sad, or it makes you nervous, or you're upset. Do you avoid the situation? Do you suppress that emotion and take your awareness and attention totally off of it and put it somewhere else because you want to avoid addressing the situation? Just think about that for a moment and write that in your journal. I'll ask the question again. And the question is, are you ignoring crucial areas of concern so you don't have to address them? The answer to that is yes or no. So in this part of the journal activity, you're not going to talk about what it is. Just think, am I ignoring something that's crucial? Crucial means it's a high level importance. It means it's a game changer. It means it's a deal breaker area of concern. And are you ignoring it? Okay, so that's what we're gonna think on as we move through today. So back to some of the things that we need to think about as far as triggering and noticing what the emotion is. After you've noticed what's triggering the emotion, and after you've identified the emotion, and you've also brought awareness and attention to where you are feeling it in your body, like I said, your stomach or your heart, or maybe your breathing is changing, whatever it is, and we're talking about positive and negative, okay? Then you need to move into acceptance. Because once you identify it and you identify everything that's going on, you need to move into acceptance and basically have some confidence in yourself that you can handle it. And you want to tell yourself, I can handle this. I'm strong. I can handle. A lot of times when we think about positive emotions, sometimes people might disconnect from feeling positive emotions such as love. You want to be able to feel that as well. Sometimes we disconnect from feeling fearful, and when we have a feeling of fear, and so that fear will rob us and keep us from accomplishing our goals because we're scared of failure. We talked about fear of loss, but then there's also a fear of gain. So we have to think about that. There are positive and negative things that we don't want to bring our awareness to, and we avoid because we're scared of what the outcome might be. Okay, so there are many reasons why we take our attention off of, again, I said, crucial areas of concern. That means high level things in your life, deal breakers and game changers. Crucial areas of concern. It could be something with your children. Are you avoiding that? That's an area of concern. It could be something in your marriage. Are you avoiding it? It's an area of concern. With your finances, we got disconnected. So let me know if you're still here. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to keep going. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the tech issues. We haven't had too many tech issues over. I mean, we're doing good for day 16. But anyway, we were talking about looking at triggers and looking at the emotion that we're feeling, identifying the emotion. And we also talked about the why. So that is what we're going to look at. And so I'm going to move into our next journal question, which is, now that you have answered, are you ignoring crucial areas of concern so you don't have to address them? Now let's name what it is. What is the area of concern in your life that needs your attention? What is the area of concern in your life that needs your attention? And once you identify what that is, okay, good. Hey, I was wondering if it was streaming or not. Once you identify exactly what it is, then I want you to bring your full awareness to that space and process through the emotion. Basically, okay, you've already said, yes, I have an area of concern that, well, let me back up, a crucial area of concern that I'm ignoring because I don't want to bring awareness to it. I'm avoiding it, I should say. So now identify what that area is and then go through the three things. Okay, this is the area. How do I feel about it? What is the emotion I have around it? And identify what is triggering that, what triggers it. And then you need to figure out why. Now, today's journal activity, you might not be able to do in a setting. It might be something that you really need to, run you some bath water and, really think about what it is, because more than likely, if it's something that you really are avoiding, it's some pain around there, or it's a wound that you don't want touched. A lot of things are rooted in fear. So just kind of think about that. When we talk about awareness, we're talking about fully participating with all of our senses and really connecting to what the triggers are, what the emotion actually is. We are going to stop saying, I feel some kind of way. We are going to make a point and set a strong intention of saying, I feel, and fill in the blank. We're gonna do that. I keep seeing in 2018. Yeah, so in 2018, we are gonna stop saying I feel some type of way. We are gonna say I feel, and then say what it is. Okay. So it brings us also to our affirmation. Again, make sure you text journal 30 to 39492. And I've been saying it every day, but you can also, there's a link in the description. You can just click on that link to it and it'll take you right to what you need to do. So either click on the link or you can text. So back to the affirmation. So it says, I bring my full attention to my daily experiences. I am responsible for my life. I bring my full attention. Now, when we talk about full attention and we're talking about awareness, we're talking about all of our senses. And we are also talking about our daily experiences, because this is every day. We want to stop checking out. We want to stop dividing our attention. And when we know that it's important, we want to stop avoiding things that are crucial and deal breakers and game changers in our life. Again, the positive things and the negative things. The people who trigger wonderful emotions and the people who trigger negative emotions. Circumstances that trigger positive emotions and circumstances that trigger negative emotions. We want to bring our full attention. I told you in another video to fully participate in your life. It's yours. You really need to participate in it. Like, stop being an outsider watching everyone else experience a full and whole life, or what you might perceive, because we know sometimes it's just what your perception is. But make sure that you're participating in your life. And it brings us to the second part of the affirmation, which is, I am responsible for my life. I want to leave you with this, because it does not matter where we place blame. Remember, I told you blame is something that we like to do, but really we need to make sure that we are accountable and look at every area of our life and see, did I avoid having awareness around that area because I didn't want to address it? Did I avoid that? Did I ignore that? The positive and the negative. We avoid positive things too because of fear. And once we really accept the concept in the word of today, awareness, once we have some awareness, then we can move into acceptance, which is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Once you have awareness, then you can have acceptance. But you can't have one without the other. You can't even accept something that you are not aware of, and that you are not willing to address, and that you are not willing to look at what is triggering the emotion. We've had so many different things that we've talked about over the last 2 weeks, and I thank you because we are on week 3. And so I really, really hope that, as I said in the beginning, that you are taking this serious as you journal and have some self-discovery around some things and peel back some layers. I thank you again. I told you yesterday that you are keeping me accountable because I have committed to be with you every evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time. And again, we've talked about awareness today. And so now that we've talked about that, we can move into talking about acceptance. Click the link if you want to get the questions to your inbox. Basically, once you click that link or you text journal 3039492, then you'll be able to, you can kind of bookmark the page as well, and you can go and check that out every day. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.